infamous track in the heart of an old European forest. Top drivers eager to compete, but a season is cut short. Now, the quest to be King of Riga is all that remains. This is Drift Masters, and you're watching the Red Bull Signature Series.
You got a little, you could use much more.
Everybody, I'm Salema Masekela, your host of the Red Bull Signature Series, and let me welcome you to Riga, Latvia. Near the heart of the capital city lies one of the most notorious tracks in all of Europe, the Bjerkaniki Trasse, or Bjerkaniki Complex Sports Base. Home to World and European Rallycross Championship stops, the center also serves as a cross-country skiing complex during the winter months. The Latvian citizens are very passionate about their motorsports, and today they host Drift Masters. After a delayed start to the 2020 Drift Masters European Championship season, it recently was cut short, with 5 of the 6 stops being canceled, leaving the race here the only remaining event. With the championship no longer on the line, the battle for the King of Riga should prove to be epic because the drivers, they got nothing to lose. They'll be going hard. They are all here, including Red Bull Drift brothers Joe and Elias Untanji, Adam Zaleski, and Jack Shanahan, who qualified first here in 2019. However, all eyes are on the Worthouse Drift teammates, Polishman Peter Biesek, aka the Candyman, and reigning and defending 2019 Drift Master champion James the Machine Dean, who hails from Ireland. The green flag is about to drop, so we're going to check in with Jack Nichols and the legend Reese Millen for the call.
Thanks, Dilemma. Well, what a venue we have in Riga. What a beautiful day as well for what is set to be a thrilling day of sideways action. Reese, as a Formula Drift champion in the States, you are the perfect man to talk us around this course.
Yeah, this is an amazing course layout here. Very, very high speed. Lots of commitment throughout the entire course, and then just a compression zone to bring the cars together right before the finish.
This is the run down towards the first right-hander and the first deceleration zone into that right turn. Now, what are we looking for from the lead car and the chase car? What are they trying to be doing at these corners?
So as the lead car enters here out of zone 1, this is a reflection of qualifying, staying on that outer line, bringing as much speed into zone 1 and then transitioning into zone 2. Then you'll get a little compression in speed, maybe a downshift or a slight handbrake pull to set the car sideways, reduce the speed out to zone 4, and then an aggressive flick into zone 5, and then maybe 1 to 2 downshifts based on vehicle setup here, handbrake pull, stall the car, and then power on all the way around out of zone 6 to the finish.
Really, really impressive course in Riga. The drivers absolutely love it, and it's going to give us a lot of action as we look to see who will be crowned King of Riga in 2020. Here's a look at it from the drone shot in real life as well. Coming through these corners, you can see all the rubber laid down. There's going to be a lot more of that going down onto the track later today, and Tina Dixon is on the course.
And guys, everyone at some point needs to see this track in person. James Dean has said it's probably his favorite track in Europe, if not the world. It's fast, it's scary, it's challenging to hit your line, but when you do, it feels amazing. Now, on the other hand, Jack Shanahan said how difficult it's going to be that chase driver. You have to react to what that lead is doing, potentially bring it down, and if they stall you up at all, it's going to be really hard to get back on your line. So that's something we need to keep our eyes out for. But guys, remember, this is the only race of the season, so drivers, they'll be pushing extra hard.
And this is how the format is going to work. The lead driver is going to be judged on running the qualifying line, as Reese mentioned, basically trying to drive a 100-point qualifying lap and driving so that the chase car can follow. And for the chase driver, they've got to stay as close as possible to the lead driver. Try not to initiate any later than the lead driver. Better or match the lead driver's angle and mimic in transitions. And these are the top 16 drivers that we're going to be seeing compete. Peter Wiesek is out first of all as the top qualifier. He's very much the man to beat, but Martin Richards was the king of Riga last year, so he's going to want to try and retain that crown. James Dean was the champion of the whole series in the European Drift Masters Championship, so he too has a point to prove. But the first matchup we're going to see is Peter Wiesek against Elias Hantonji. You can see Wiesek there. He's in the red and white machine. The Red Bull car pulling up alongside is Elias Hantonji, half of the Red Bull Drift brothers, along with Joe. Joe's already hit the wall in this event, and we'll see what happens here. Peter Wiesek is going to be leading as they come charging down towards turn one, Reese.
Yeah, highest qualifier always leads here. Peter's going to run, as I mentioned before, pretty much a identical qualifying line. And as the follow driver, you just want to be so tight to him on that first commitment, not to be lost in the smoke, running as much line, depth to line, out to the outer zones, hitting those inside zones as much as you can here. And we're seeing Peter very aggressive into that outer section there. Big angle, hard up on the wall, with a shallower line by Elias here. And clearly that is just complete commitment. Amazing run by Peter.
Yeah, Elias, though, frustrated, isn't he? Might have clipped the wall twice in that, you know, as he's now trundling back towards the line again, and quite a lot of damage on the rear of his car. So the 34-year-old might be done after that first run. Here's a look at the replays. The first half for Elias was pretty reasonable, but it all went wrong when he kind of got into the section here.
Yeah, you're seeing them transition. He's got on the front brake there. You see a little bit of front brake smoke. Clearly just trying to get the car set up to match Peter's angle. A little frustrated inside the cab. Obviously it didn't go right. Smack in the wall there. He's got some tow out on the right rear. Typically in these situations, you'll get a 5-minute call and be able to repair the car, or maybe they'll just line him up with Elias leading.
So that car too badly damaged for Hantonji. He is out of the running. Peter Wiesek advances through to the next round. Next up, we've got Gregor Shipke against Martin Richards. Shipke in a brand new car for this one, and he is going to be leading as they come down into the first corner. Richards, the king of Riga last year, getting right up alongside.
Yeah, again, in this situation, you know, acceleration, burst speed off the line, you have to have the vehicle set up for forward momentum. Oh, didn't see that coming. And clearly a lot of grip slip angle as well. Far too much speed commitment into that outer zone there, hitting the tires, and a clear advancement here.
Well, Martin Richards comes across the line and he advances through, as you say, but just too much speed there for Gregor Shipke. Goes wide, collects the tires, that spins him around. He gets a hit on the front as well, and that's not ideal for your brand new car, is it? He's going to be eliminated then from Drift Masters in Riga. And Martin Richards will advance through then to the next round. A very experienced man, but there's a lot of debris to clean up on the track as well, isn't there? Never nice to see someone go into the wall like that. So we've got early carnage in the round of 16 with Gregor Shipke in the wall. Crew's now prepping the track for racing action to continue, which will include reigning Drift Masters European champion James Dean when we return. You're watching the Red Bull Signature Series.
Welcome back to the Red Bull Signature Series. This is Drift Masters from the capital city of Riga, Latvia. The first to cross the finish line is the winner. That's how most motorsports work, and for fans, it's pretty straightforward to follow. While the nuance of driving style and techniques change from driver to driver and discipline to discipline, the goal is always the same: reach the checkered flag first. Drifting is a whole different kind of motorsport. In fact, there is no checkered flag. Judging comes into play, scoring drivers not only on speed, but on style and technique. It's a different kind of driver who spends their life chasing the perfect line instead of the finish line.
With drifting, it's about being on the edge of control. This style of driving is more exciting than any other style of driving in race cars on the track.
The feeling with drifting, it's like, yeah, you're over the limit, the car is not supposed to do that, but you can't hang in there. It's so much fun, it's so much excitement, it's so challenging.
It's the only motorsport that the more aggressive you are, it pays off.
It's the most complete way of driving. Like in normal road racing, it's really harsh. You're going full flat onto the turn, you brake hard like that, your eyes almost go out of your head, and it's just stressful for me. But sideways is a different game. It is like more like a dance. Everything works together. You don't brake hard on straightaway, you brake with angle.
You never know what to expect in drifting. You just have to give your best while leading, try to fill all your zones, and while chasing, you have to be able to predict the unpredictable.
My favorite part in competing here in Riga is the atmosphere.
It is one of the most fun yet daunting tracks there are.
Leaving the start line, going through the woods with like 140 kilometers per hour, initiating into a turn that you almost can't see. So exciting.
Look at the grid. There is just turn it up to 200 and nothing else, because all of the drivers are just insanely good.
It's a super fast track with a super technical end. So in my eyes, it has it all.
Well, the drivers love it, and now we're going to see one of the big hitters in the drifting world take to the course. 2019 Drift Masters European champion James Dean is going to be out in his unmistakable BMW E92. He's going to be on the right-hand side for this first run, up against 25-year-old Estonian Harald Valmer. He's going to be on the left. A little thumbs up from Dean as we get ready to go. He's going to be the lead car for the first run as they pull away and head down towards the first turn.
Clearly, James has got a lot of experience on this course, knows the car so well. Super aggressive acceleration run here. Big angle, way on the outside of outer zone 1. Big angle transition again to outer zone 2. And just look at that tire smoke. Full commitment. This car has so much grip and is so well balanced. And, well, he's one of the best in the business.
Waldman not really getting business. Gets right up to the door, actually, at the final turn and across the line to end the first run. But that was pretty much spot on, wasn't it, from James Dean on that first run around. Harald Waldman tried to get up and alongside him, but for the first, well, pretty much the first 3 quarters of the lap, he was nowhere near.
Yeah, judges are looking for, that commitment, speed, angle, and line. How committed are you to those inside clips and those outside zones? Clearly, it was to James' advantage on the first half. Second half, it was close. There was a lot of commitment.
So here they go then for the second run. This time Harald Waldmer on the left-hand side there is going to be the man leading into the first corner. How difficult is it to follow when you are sort of the faster driver?
So James clearly has the advantage from the lead run position here. He's playing a little bit safe off the line, tucking in, getting really close there, lots of commitment, matching angle, matching line. And then right now, probably feeling that he's got the job done a little shallower, a little inside, but still keeping proximity to the lead car. This is a clean run by both drivers, but clearly the advantage overall going to James Dean.
Okay, across the line they come then. James Dean, very impressive stuff, as you would expect from the reigning champion. Here's a look at some of the replays of him coming through the first right-hander. Not the cleanest, but managed to get up alongside enough, I think, especially compared to Harald Waldmer's run, because judging lead to lead and chase to chase, rather than the other way around. So here's a look at the winner. Who's it going to be? It is James Dean, who advances through to the quarterfinals, as I suppose we would have expected. And we can hear from him now.